Hello, greetings, and welcome to this episode, the Christmas Eve episode of Get the News Straight. I'm your host, Glenn Sutphin. With me today is Chris Dorsey. Merry Christmas, Chris.
Merry Christmas, Glenn, and Merry Christmas to everyone at home. Thanks for having me on. I'm excited about doing this show today. A lot of important news towards the end of the year here in 2016, and Christmas week has been a massive week in false flags and other psyops. So we're going to get to all that stuff, and I'm really excited about it.
Yeah, and we've already done this show once before, but it didn't record, so we're doing it again, people, because we love you, and we have to get the news out there. And I guess we'll start off with the Russian ambassador that got assassinated, or supposedly assassinated, or whatever the hell that psyop was, because I don't know, because it was the worst episode. I would rather watch a CSI episode because it was more realistic than what I saw and did the video of.
Well, Glenn, you and I haven't seen anybody else, but I presume others
there have been other people
which you exposed, which was the alleged assassin, which was a member of the Turkish security forces named Mert Altintas, which translates roughly into the last name Altintas translates into Goldstein or Goldstone.
Yep.
You pointed out the hilarious nature of a fake assassination, and that is that this guy's firearm started sounding off.
Yeah.
The rounds started sounding off and firing off before this guy even touched the gun. So this was one of these magic self-firing guns, and this guy who was just standing, walking around in the background, like posing with his hands like this and his hands like this, and like looking like a character from a Quentin Tarantino movie, which the whole scene looked like a scene from a Quentin Tarantino movie. That this guy, he's walking around, he's getting ready to do something, you don't know what he's getting ready to do, and then his gun just starts going off on its own.
Yeah, it starts going off in his pocket.
He's like, I better get this out and point it somewhere. I'm going to point it. Might as well take out Andrei Karlov, the Russian ambassador, because like this thing, it just starts going off right in my suit pocket. I don't know what's going on. But again, you pointed out, and we pointed out, on the show on Monday night on the Militia Intelligence Report on Renegade, that this guy, his gun's firing off, round after round. Sounds pretty rapid even for that, what looks like either a 9 or a 45 semi-automatic.
Yeah.
Pretty rapid. Round shot off, not really sounding like actual gunshots. But in any event, this stuff is firing off according to the sound that we're hearing from the time before he even reaches into his pocket.
Or as he's reaching in, and then as
he touched his gun yet.
Yeah, he hasn't touched the gun. He's going for it. It's going off. He pulls it out. Hey, I may as well just aim it at the fucking ambassador. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, and then they have pictures of him with his finger off of the trigger, aiming it at people in the safety position where he's not going to use it.
I mean, thank God. At least he's smart enough to know, like, how not to hurt anybody.
Yeah.
He's waving a gun around. So, like,
even with a gun that goes off automatically without you touching it, he still has the sense to
not putting his finger on the trigger.
Yeah, and they show that too because they make sure to, well, look, it's like, there's also his other thumb was up like this. So he was not in a position to handle the weapon.
He's not in a position to fire the weapon.
Well, fire it
because
it wouldn't do what it did. That's all we're saying is a lot of things about that don't make sense.
None of it makes sense, Glenn.
I've watched a bunch of different angles.
And just to point out, folks, this is real quick. This is number one in gun safety. When you're handling a gun, handle it like Altites. Put your finger on the side of the gun. Don't put your finger on the trigger. The gun's not going to fire off until you squeeze the trigger.
Well, they can't really say that because except in this case, it started firing before he ever touched it. So we can't say that he.
But
there's things.
Normal events. That's how you say
normal situation. It would not happen. Keep your finger off the trigger unless you're about ready to kill something or obliterate it. Then you pull the trigger.
Right.
And then you put your finger back off of it. He was practicing gun safety.
Yeah, gun safety. It was good gun safety.
He was well.
And this guy, Andrei Karlov, it fits in with this larger narrative because Russia is omnipresent in the news. The Freemason KGB agent, descendant of original Jewish Bolsheviks, Vladimir Putin is like he's some sort of he is the political star of the world now. He and Donald Trump. And the last thing that we heard was Barry Soetoro, a.k.a. Barack Obama, fake name, not his real name. Just like Donald Trump, two presidents in a row, married to trannies, and also not using their real name. So Donald Trump and Barry Soetoro, a.k.a. Barack Obama, says, hey, we're going to get retribution from against Russia for hacking into the election. And we say this every time we're on the air. You cannot separate the United States government from the Russian government because they're out in space. They're in these international space stations. They're financed by the same. Go ahead.
Basically run by the same people, yeah.
Run by the same people, financed by the same bank. The Bank for International Settlements funds the Russian government and the United States government and every other government on the world. So these disputes between these world leaders, who are, by the way, constantly meeting each other. Glenn, you and I, we live in the same neighborhood. These world leaders, they probably have face-to-face meetings with one another more than you and I speak. And like we get together every now and again. We get together many times a year, but these guys are constantly meeting with one another. So how on earth are we supposed to believe that Russia and the United States are going to start an arms race again, which is what we're being told right now through tweets. They don't explain anything anymore. They just put out a three-sentence tweet from somebody that says that they're the real Donald Trump. And all of a sudden, the most insane, dangerous policy just starts. Just with the snap of a finger. Just like, I love Vladimir Putin. Oh, wait a second. Vladimir Putin saying that we're going to expand our nuclear capability here in Russia. Okay, he wants an arms race. Give him an arms race. That's what's going on. In case you missed it, folks, there's an arms race between Russia and the U.S. that just started yesterday as a result of tweets.
Allegedly, yeah. We're not really. You can't really believe half of what the media said. I'm going with more than half of what the media says, but I have seen the tweets and stuff, and yeah, there is. They're pushing for a nuclear war. I mean, by and large, that's what they want. They want a nuclear war, and they want war. Because it's good for their profits.
It's good for their profits. They want to make nuclear weapons.
And they want more money, and they want to consolidate all the. Even when they get all the money, they're going to want more shit. So get rid of the people that want all the money and they're doing this shit. Delete the elite. That's all.
Yeah, and
we've
Glenn,
been saying
I
that
really like
we got to
get
hold
into
them
the
accountable.
Bullshit aspect of this fake because again,
well, it's a stage. It's much like the WWE. You got your heels and you got your faces. You got your good guys and you got your bad guys, and they're all part of the same company. They're all part of the same organization. All answer to the top at the top, who owns and runs everything. And we go, oh well, it's the United States. Oh well, it's Russia. No, it's not. That's faces on the same thing. Because
two sides of the same coin.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, Roddy Piper. Well, he's a bad guy. Oh, he's a good guy this week. Next week is a bad guy again. And people eat the bullshit.
Well, Glenn, let's talk about that because Turkey and Russia, which are at the middle of this alleged assassination of Andrei Karlov. They are best friends. Best trading partners. Number one trading partners between the two. Neighbors who are very close. Have the closest relationship. Russians holiday in Turkey more than any place else. There's entire towns and cities in Turkey that almost exclusively cater to Russian holiday goers. This guy Erdogan and Putin, their best buddies. Then the incident allegedly happens where Turkey allegedly shoots down a Russian warplane. Not sure whether it's in Turkey, in Kurdistan, in Syria. Nobody's really sure where exactly it happened. They start canceling meetings between Lavrov and Turkish officials. Then there's a rapprochement. They get back together. They're buddies again, maybe a month or two later. After this Gulen movement, where they're saying this guy Poconos man, this guy Gulen, who they blame on all these coups all over the world, including last summer's coup in Turkey, which was clearly carried out by the Mossad, clearly the FSB and the CIA, and Erdogan himself had a hand in all of this stuff. And what we know is Turkey's in NATO. Turkey's a NATO member. Turkey is basically the gate that keeps this flood of Syrian, Iraqi, and Tunisian, etc. Well, I guess Tunisians they head straight up to Italy through a boat, or to Sicily. But in any event, the Turkey and Erdogan are kind of the gatekeepers for Europe, and they've been letting all of these invading forces in. And when I say invading forces, I'm not talking about women and children who can't help themselves. I'm saying that we need to make this stuff safe, and the fact that all this stuff is going on, and this guy Altintas, whose firing guns starts firing off before he even touches it. Then this Russian ambassador, he's got even no security. We thought this guy Altintas might have been his security. And then he starts his freaking diatribe where he's like, Allah Akbar. Remember Aleppo. You're all gonna pay. And he's like, got a gun pointing at everyone. You're gonna pay. You're all gonna pay. Wait, did I say remember Aleppo? Okay, I'll say it again. Remember Aleppo. In case you don't know what all this is about. And you're all gonna pay. But not now. Not now. I can take you all out right now, except for I probably ran out of rounds on my gun. Before I even pulled it out of my pocket.
Yeah.
That thing probably holds 8 to 10 rounds, and he's like 6 of them are already out before he even pulls the gun and points it anywhere. So we know it's about Aleppo. We know it's about Syria. We know that Iran, Russia, United States, Israel, Saudi Arabia, France, Turkey, and Great Britain. Basically. China is playing kind of secondary role in the military operations in Syria. So basically, they're trying to solve this issue militarily. They've got pretty much every major military power in the world. Allegedly, as far as we know, first they tell us that they're coordinating attacks. Then they say, this is a mistake, and this place is bombing this, and the Russians are doing this, and the U.S. doesn't want it, and the U.S. is doing this, and the Russians don't want it. But we find out that they couldn't possibly operate with that much firepower in such a small space like Syria without coordinating all of their bombing missions, which they are. There's evidence. There's documentation of that. Just like the other day, 2 weeks before we hear the announcement that Russia just launched a satellite that's going to take out U.S. military satellite installations and our power grid and our internet and all this other stuff. That's somebody's only going to really not ask any questions about that if they forget that a week and a half ago an astronaut, a NASA astronaut, landed in Kazakhstan with a team of cosmonauts. And that there are Americans out in space with the Chinese, the Japanese, the Russians, and the International Space Station. And here's another thing, where they can fool a lot of folks, but they can't fool somebody who has first-hand information. I used to know before he passed away, the individual who was in charge of weaponizing space for the United States government, his name was Lieutenant Colonel Robert Bowman. And what he used to say was, hey, the NASA and the cosmonaut program, it was always just the same thing. All of these nuclear secrets, if it started in the United States, which it usually did, it was in Russia before you could bat an eye. And that when the United States military started weaponizing space, they were doing it with the Soviet Union clandestinely, and it was called Operation Bambi. Operation Bambi. I can guarantee you 99% of you at home have not heard of Operation Bambi. Look into Operation Bambi. That's what they call. That was the United States clandestine operation to weaponize space back in the early 1970s. So late 60s, I should say. But in any event, this is fake. This is part of this operation to create this I would say destruction of Europe, World War, expansion of the Syrian conflict, and
Agenda 21.
Agenda 21.
We'll just take it to Agenda 21. It's the UN, the NATO, it's all the usual suspects. They all have the hand in it, and it's to destabilize the planet, to keep us in constant war, to keep the population under control, because we're waking up and finding out it's bullshit. Their bullshit's going to continue. If we let the agenda continue, it's going to continue. And getting back to that fake assassination, where was his bodyguards? Where was all his security detail? Why was he there? I have all these questions. I can't find any answers because I go, oh, he's dead. Okay, next subject. Truck ran into Christmas display. Yeah, let's go with that. They go running off of that.
Sure.
So we'll go to that one.
Okay, you're talking about the, of course, we've already talked about this on air before, but the Berlin Christmas market truck attack, lorry attack.
Yeah.
I mean, okay. So basically, in case you've been in a cave, this guy named Annis Amory, this 24-year-old Tunisian who has been in jail for the better part of the past 4 years, somehow hijacked a gigantic big rig in Poland neutralized and killed the Polish truck driver who was fighting him off the whole time, and evidence shows that. So this guy kills this truck driver, this jailbird who is 24 years old, somehow has the ability to maneuver some sort of gigantic big rig after murdering. And wait a sec. Here's the thing that I don't get about this Polish truck driver. Aren't these truck drivers constantly on the radio? Aren't they going like, what's your 1020? What's your arrival time? I mean, isn't all truck driving based on getting the load to where it's going as quick as possible, unloading it as quick as possible, etc., etc.?
Yeah, pretty much.
And then constantly in contact with someone else?
For the most part, yeah.
For the most part, okay.
So with TV and everything.
That's kind of the if you're really starting to get past the surface level questions of, hey, how did this guy defy the laws of sciences
and do this magical stuff
and carry out this
magical,
verified, physically impossible act of hopping over bollards.
Yeah, bollards that are designed to stop what he was driving.
Right.
They were designed specifically to stop what he did. Well, they either failed or their story fell apart. Because I've seen the medians, I've seen the bollards, and there's world famous video of these things. They put them in the ground and these trucks ride and boom, and the truck stops.
Oh, it neutralizes that. I mean, that's the top tool that they have.
That's the last line of defense. And then, well, it just, in this instant, didn't work. So,
bollard didn't work, and a median that this truck can just kind of
hop
over a median and sideways, because it certainly couldn't make that turn radius with that gigantic trailer in the back. And that this guy is maneuvering around. Forget about the fact that you asked the question, can this guy even drive a big rig?
Well, they must teach it in prison.
That would be the part of the story that they should open with. If this was supposed to be real in any way, they would go like, oh yeah, this guy is evidently a fantastic big rig driver. This guy is one of Europe's top lorry drivers. Because that's the only way you go like, wait a second.
Yeah.
Nobody could do that. So you got to tell me that this guy is fantastic, the best ever. Just kind of like the 9/11 hijackers were with being able to fly a plane in a physically impossible
dive
manner,
and skim along the ground and do all this shit.
Avoid the power lines. Avoid dragging up any of the grass or soil as they're hitting the ground, running into the Pentagon, which they would have to do if that really happened.
Yeah.
So these guys who are these Muslim terrorists, they have superhuman capabilities to defy the laws of science, defy the laws of gravity,
and defy physics,
carry out mass carnage.
Yeah.
While seemingly being some sort of loser, jailbird,
untrained,
kind of.
Yeah.
He doesn't seem to do anything.
He sits in his mom's basement and then comes out and becomes Superman.
This guy's like he's better than any military trained assassin or anything like that. He's just some sort of douchebag that wears
he's a ninja because then he gets away too.
Oh yes, that's right. Of course. Just like every other false flag incident of this kind, there is of course, the dead original driver, the Polish driver, and then of course there is the Afghani Patsy,
yeah,
who was at the scene of the crime, and they say one dead, one in custody, we got him. Oh no! That's the wrong guy. Like every fucking time they get the wrong guy. Every time they got him. You think we got him? Oh, it's the wrong guy. Just like the Boston bombing. Just like
all these Gladio and Rex drills.
Just like the Dallas police shooting,
mm-hmm.
where they had Micah Xavier Johnson, but they had at one point five different individuals in they had captured five different individuals that they said were part of this plot, and then 2 hours later they say, forget about all that. It's just this Micah Xavier Johnson. Oh, and we killed him. So don't worry about it. So we get the same thing with the truck driver in Berlin yesterday. 5 a.m. yesterday Eastern Standard Time. They announced Amory was killed in a shootout in Milan, and the quote from the so-called authorities, we're quite sure it's him.
Yeah, quite sure. We're quite sure. Yeah. That leads you to believe, yeah. I mean, all of it is, all these Gladio drills and all these Rex drills are really getting on my nerves because they're so stupid. They need better writers. You gotta... I'm asking you people, please, when you're doing these psyops, please make the story make sense. The man escapes. He goes to another country and has a shootout, dies from 2 bullets by a cop that was, he did all this magical shit back there, but then he gets killed by some unknown guy.
Exactly.
It's a terribly written comic book. We turn the page because he's done. Next. Okay. I mean, that's what you got to do, people, because this is so stupid. They're playing with your brain. They're going, they create these boogeyman, he's got all these, he can jump a curb, he can do... How many times on 95 have we seen a truck wreck because it hit something in the road? Boom! And these are professional drivers.
And the contents are all over. Oil spills. Chickens.
Everything.
Anything that you travel with a truck on Interstate 95. Biggest highway in the United States, or the most well traveled. Going from Maine down to the end of Florida. And we're right on 95. At least once a month, you'll hear about a truck overturning.
Mm-hmm.
And they're not doing these complex things. These guys aren't trying to mow down other cars. They're not trying to mow down other people. They're trying to move from one lane to another, and then all of a sudden, Interstate 95 is shut down. They're trying to get off of a ramp to get onto 95 or 64. Guys, anywhere you got a highway across the United States or anywhere else, you hear about these trucks flipping over, and they're not doing these crazy maneuvers.
And they're not hitting people, and they're not going through bollards, they're not jumping medians, they're not doing all this magical shit. And I call it magic because that's the only damn thing that makes sense, because
magic is more real than this.
I'm talking with the C. I'm talking magic with the C, not the CK. Okay.
Right. This is a kind of magic where
the illusion that they are portraying doesn't hold water. That's what I'm trying to say. Well, why can't these be real? I wish they were real. I wish I didn't have to cover these stupid things because it makes me feel stupid. Because I got to point this stuff out to people because they play with your mind, they play with your brain, and they make you, if you just kind of glance at the thing, you go, oh, wow, that looks terrible. Oh, okay, and you go on, you're going to believe what you see. But when you stop and you think, you go, wait a minute, his gun started firing before he ever touched it. Wait a minute. And you start looking at these things and taking them apart. at the end of them, you go, what the fuck am I seeing? Because I'd rather watch TV because it's better written. They got more continuity on the TV shows because they want to suspend your belief. But this reality, they go, well, we don't care about belief. And they're going to believe it because we say it, and they say it, and you believe it.
That's right.
Glenn,
Glenn, you hit on a key point that I've been saying over and over again since it kind of came to me. I thought about my Theater 101 that I took in college. Theater 101 class. It was a great class. It was probably more intellectual than most other classes in college. But the first thing that they talked about is suspension of disbelief. If you're walking into a theater, especially like a live stage theater, they don't have the props and the equipment say that they have on TV with use of CGI and all that other stuff. So in order for somebody to believe that say a paper mache, artistic creation that looks like a horse is an actual horse. In the theater, one would have to suspend their disbelief. We can see that horse is made of paper mache. And a real horse is made of flesh and bones and blood, etc. We say, oh, that's not a horse. But when we suspend our disbelief, of course we know that is a representation of a horse. We can suspend our disbelief in our mind in order to say that's a horse, to follow along with the story, to get the enjoyment or the message or whatever the purpose of the theatrical performance that we're viewing. So when we see a truck that is allegedly supposed to have mowed down to their death a dozen individuals and injured an additional 38 individuals, and it has no blood on it. Very limited and micro-targeted damage. That appears, there's more damage to the windows. I guess. I don't know. What? But there's no blood.
And there's no carnage.
Absolutely no blood. The truck has seemed to miss certain things, and it basically just looks like a truck that is penned in on one side by a light post, pinned in on the other side by a tent kiosk. That looks like it should have gotten run over. If this guy was doing this, I don't know how he was avoiding running into or getting stopped by these Christmas market kiosks. Excuse me. And then it appears as if they just neatly spread out debris underneath the truck. And no video like we talked about.
I was going to get
every time we talk about.
It's like, where are all the people taking pictures of their food? Where are all the people taking pictures of the lights and video and live streaming? And everybody in this day and age has one of these. Has a phone. Yep. It has a camera on it. I have seen so many stupid pictures and videos of stupid shit. But the magic moments when the dude got killed during the shootout with the police for 15 minutes after the ambassador got assassinated. Where's the video of that? There's no video of him getting gunned down. There's pictures of him after the fact of him being gunned down, but no, all those cameras and nobody caught that moment. This truck coming through there, I'm sorry, if I see something like that, I'm going to be, oh shit, look at that, I'm sure quite a few other people were, oh shit, look, oh my God. Where are the videos? There's not a one. Where's Gootyard? Where's Gootyard at this one? I want Gootyard's video of this incident because he wasn't there. He was at all the other two, but he wasn't at this one. It's amazing.
And this was almost identical to the Nice-France attack. And
yeah, we can't.
Hey, they covered their ass a little bit more
because
they didn't have the video. They didn't have that ridiculous video like the Richard Gutjahr video where this truck's creeping around at like 8 miles per hour. Watch out! Watch out! And it shows some cop on a fucking moped or something, trying to making it seem like he was attempting to stop him. And then the guy's like, "Okay, yeah, I don't want to hurt that guy on the moped." So all right, and now he's clear and action. It's fake. It's fake.
Yeah.
There's no verification of any of this stuff. And what is the key thing out of all this? The takeaway of both of these false flags, and there were others that day, and there's been others since that day too. But these were the major ones.
Another Russian killed that day. Another.
Why on earth would anybody buy this?
Because they're force fed it.
You show yourself as an idiot if you believe this stuff.
Because
that's it. That's it. You're not just going along with the program. Show yourself as a fucking idiot. Because there's nonstop coverage. There's lots of details about what's going on. You gotta fill your brain. You gotta use your brain to follow along with this fake narrative. But if you ask the simplest question in both, like, hey, how does a gun start before somebody even touches it? How does a 24-year-old, as far as we know, has no experience driving a lorry, as they were calling it in the story, a big rig, as we call it here. How on earth can this guy do any of this stuff, especially the stuff that's scientifically, physically impossible and defies the laws of physics and gravity, science, etc.
Yeah, pretty much. And why is it that they can do stuff that nobody else can? You know, all these through history we hear about these people that have done things like, you know, during war. I have not seen what I saw in that short in a war. People that are trained to do this shit can't do it. So
the kill ratio and the fact that these assassinations are going like, hey, this is smooth. Who are we gonna put? We gotta take out this Russian ambassador. Who are we gonna put on it? Better put this 22-year-old like Altintas on that shit because we really need somebody inexperienced, 22 and 24 years old, carrying out these big missions. And it just seems funny that these missions kind of coincide with this gigantic alleged new arms race. What you and I know about goes into these kind of plans, like big plans, like when they go like, 9/11 happened. That means we need a Patriot Act and we need a Department of Homeland Security. And you can't just have all this ready to go right after days after a terrorist attack. Thousands of pages of documents, a big plan, stuff already in the works. When they say or when they insinuate to the people that this Russian ambassador being killed and this truck driver in Berlin at the Berlin market is the precedent that causes all of a sudden the two world superpowers to decide that they are going to start a new arms race. That's not how this works. That's not how it works at all. They had this stuff planned. This is the stuff to get everyone to go like, okay, this is the preceding factor that leads to this event. But that's not how it goes.
They
have this stuff planned.
They have this stuff planned.
They're going to
make lots of nuclear weapons.
We can remember that
the Russians allegedly had a nuclear drill where they had the citizens of Moscow all training for going into their underground bunkers.
And we're here in the United States going like, what
underground bunkers?
Where's our underground bunker?
You're giving the Russians the uranium? And 20% of the uranium production in the United States to arm their nuclear weapons, which are pointed at us and the American people. I'm not saying us as the United States government.
The
government officials and corporate officials and millionaires and billionaires, they've all, which is what? Half a percent of the population?
Point 0.001. Yeah.
I'm talking about including government officials and the millionaires and billionaires in there.
Okay.
So less than a percentage of the population has an escape route after the United States government is helping our alleged enemy arm their nuclear weapons to point at us. They've got an escape route. We're being told that the Russian citizens they got an underground place to go, and all we're supposed to do is just say like, is this for real? Are they really going to have a fucking nuclear war with these folks? Well, where's our underground bunker? And wait, we don't want a nuclear war. We just want the leaders of the U.S. government and the leaders of the Russian government and the leaders of the Chinese government and the leaders of the Israeli government and the Indian government and the British government, etc., lawfully neutralized after a trial for them being the number one criminals on the planet. I don't have any problem with any Russian, Chinese citizen of Syria, citizen of Iraq. I've got no problems with them. But Vladimir Putin, he's an enemy of the United States. He's an enemy of the American people. He's engaged in war against them, and he must be lawfully neutralized. And the same goes with his buddy Donald Trump. And when I say that, I'm urging those in Russia lawfully neutralize your KGB agents. Stop putting us all at risk. We need to lawfully neutralize our CIA agents. And to get to who's all pulling the strings on this, what did we have yesterday? A UN Security Council. UN run by a bunch of Jews who pretends that they're against Israel. And what happens? Benjamin Milikowski, a.k.a. Benjamin Netanyahu. See, even the Jews in Israel changed their names to hide the fact that they're Polish, Russian Jews. So they're building illegal settlements in that country that they invaded, Palestine, and occupied. So they're illegally building settlements. And the UN, which does nothing ever any good, has some sort of non-binding resolution where they say, Israel, don't do this. Doesn't mean a thing. Doesn't change anything. It's just an excuse for Israel to go and be aggressive. For Israel to exert their authority over the United States government. To go like, oh, hey, guess what? This black guy, or this half-black guy, who's Barry Soetoro, he was a cuckish slave to the Jews, Israel, being run by Rahm Emanuel. And Ari Emanuel, amongst many others, who are now meeting seemingly weekly with Donald Trump. I don't know how this is possible, but the same Jew handlers are pulling strings on Obama and on Trump, and basically now the Israelis who are the murderous aggressors are being made to look to the American public like they're the victims in this operation. And it's no coincidence that the ambassador to be appointed by Donald Trump is a radical Zionist who believes in expanding the settlements in the occupied territories in Palestine, and also in moving the capital of Israel to Jerusalem, which will ruin the two-state solution. And I'm not interested in a two-state solution or a one-state solution. I'm interested in the annihilation of the Zionist state and the annihilation of international Zionism, because really the Jews are the major problem behind most of this stuff. We all have problems. We have a bunch of degenerates that come from the same tribal background as you and I, Glenn, in our country, and in a lot of other European countries. But the driving force behind the evil at the top of the pyramid of this pyramid scheme is the Zionist Jew. And they need to be annihilated. They need to be neutralized. And that's the key, because I'd like to get into this Friedman, Israel, Aleppo, Greater Israel Plan, and that World War III is underway. We might as well be into World War IV by this point, because
you got the cyber war that's heating up again. You got everything is going crazy, and they're doing it now because everybody's settling down for the holiday. And what better time to hit them and start hitting, and then it's just going to get worse. But coming into the new year, we've already talked. We said it was coming. With Land War Net, they're taking over half of all the United States, all the communication, everything with the Jade Helm and all that. It all is part of this Operation CONUS, and that's leading to the worldview where they're starting
let's get into that, Glenn. Let's get into the specifics of that, because you're talking about Land War Net. You're talking about stuff you've done a lot of research on Operation CONUS base, Operation Continental U.S. base, that UWEX-16, which is a offensive military operation that's part of Operation CONUS base, and the target is the American people, and those who are doing the targeting the United States Department of Defense. So we have the United States military and government, of course, engaged in war against the people. The United States military is doing joint training missions with the Chinese Navy off the coast of Jacksonville, Florida. The United States military is inviting Russian soldiers to Fort Collins, Colorado to do training on top secret military applications, and as we mentioned before, the United States Department of Defense, Secretary of State, Secretary of the Interior, every cabinet level position in the United States government in 2013 signed off to give Rosatom, the Russian state-owned atomic energy corporation, control over 20% of the uranium inside the United States. Now we're freaking out about Iran. Using uranium to have maybe 1,000th of the nuclear power that we produce. The government and the corporations, the criminal corporations produce in the United States, and we're freaking out about that. But we're not freaking out about the fact that the nuclear weapons pointed at the United States weaponized by uranium, which is mined inside the United States.
Getting that, we're freaking out about Russia supposedly hacking our election, but we're not freaking out about Russia taking the uranium from the United States to make weapons to bomb the United States. It's, so you get... They tell you what we're supposed to fear, and everybody goes, "Oh, okay.
Right,
what are you supposed to fear today? Okay, we're fearing chocolate today. Okay, chocolate. Oh, chocolate.
Right.
Oh, okay, tomorrow, vanilla.
Like,
vanilla.
Hey,
okay.
Don't eat chocolate.
Yeah.
They don't say. Hey, chocolate is bad. Chocolate has been shown to do this and do that. They don't go like. Hey, just don't eat chocolate. Because that's a logical way to just go like, okay, chocolate's bad. Well, I'll remember not to eat that. Cut down on the chocolate. But with this, there's nothing anybody can do about it. There's not one thing anybody can do to halt the deal that gave the uranium to Russia. There's nothing we can do to stop them from allegedly hacking into the elections if that in fact happened. But who hacked into all the other elections?
And while we were...
Who hacked into the 2012 election, the 2013 election, the 2012, 2011 election, the 2010, 2008? Who hacked all those? Who hacked into Ohio in 2004?
The same people that have been doing it the whole time that there's been a government.
So why is it now Russia?
Because Russia's the bad guy, the boogeyman. We got to make Russia the bad person so that we can have somebody fight.
Not real. It's not real. Because the average person is not going to just go like, wait a second. Oh, we hear about hacks into the election every election. So wait, Russia hacked in, and they also at the same time they were hacking in, kept everyone else who hacked into all the other elections from hacking into this election too. They go like, okay, we're going to be the only ones to hack this one. So we'll hack in, even though anybody can hack in because the passwords are absurd, and also they're spread around to so many different individuals that it would be impossible for a rational intelligence operation not to know how to get into these Smartmatic voting machines or any other voting machines that were hacked into during this last election.
Pretty much. I mean,
pretty much.
I get tired of covering it because I tell people these things have been hacked. Here's the dude hacks into them. Oh, you can buy a $15 thing from Radio Shack and go hack one of them. No big deal. Anybody that knows how to do it can do it. It's like, okay, well, we know all this. Why aren't they changing the machines? Because they have this... They can keep going, oh, well, this person hacked it. Well, now this person hacked. Well, now that, you know what? Fuck the elections.
Some guy in New Jersey who weighs 400 pounds sitting on his bed. That's what Donald Trump says. So yesterday, Vladimir Putin says this. It was somebody sitting on a sofa. So that's another thing that these guys think. They're like, some teenager. There's teenagers. They're really good at like hacking or something. Or some guy sitting on a sofa. Yeah, that's what happens. So again, if that's the case, why would anybody vote?
Exactly.
If Tom, Dick, or Harry, or Mary, or any man or woman is basically what I'm trying to get at. Sitting on their sofa, or sitting in their bed in New Jersey, can hack into these elections and throw it all off. And not only that, not only screw up the whole election, but also throw everybody off so much. That this guy's just sitting by himself doing it, or this lady's just sitting by herself doing it. She could fuck up the whole election, screw it all up, and then not only that, they're so brilliant that they can make the NSA, the CIA, the DHS, and everybody else think that it's Russia.
Yeah. It's beyond absurd. It went past ludicrous, past plaid. It went beyond absurd. I mean, I get tired.
I mean,
I'm so tired of telling you people about this stuff. It's like, I pull out the documents and say they're doing it. I show documents. I do information dumps. I do all this stuff to show you people. They're planning it years.
Everybody has to forget about all that. In order for them to follow this story, they have to forget what they were told on the news the day before. So certainly they'll have no problem for getting your info dumps
UN Agenda 2050,
UN Agenda 2050,
UWEX
16, on Jade Helm, on Operation Kona Space. They are definitely going to ignore all that. Because they have to ignore what they heard on the news the day before in order to follow along with what they're hearing on the news today.
Well, not even today. It's
sometimes, especially when I watch CNBC
or Bloomberg,
you'll have 10 economists.
And the only way that you'll be able to get any bit of truth is if you
ignore
all 10
economists,
and you listen to the
11th economist
who tells you one fraction of the truth that you can verify. So it's not just on those folks that are lying to you as to why you believe what they're saying. When I say you, I mean the generic you out there. I know our listeners are much more in tune than the average person. Much more conscious, much more able to access their subconscious. They're just much better thinkers than the average person. But what I'm saying is
sometimes you have to listen to
everything else, and if you hear 100 things
and they're all wrong,
you need to be able to know when you hear the 101st speaker who's telling you the truth that you can just it's like you ignore one has to ignore all 100 other individuals, all the other sources of nonsense in order to get it right. Because this is obvious, folks. None of this is the way things actually happen. That's not the way things happen. They don't do things like that.
Yeah. You can't recreate them in a lab. You can't produce the results again. Like I said, I want to see video of all these incidences as they happen. And then even when we do see a video of it happening, like the assassination, you go, "What the fuck?" That's what we're supposed to believe from what they show us. You're supposed to listen to them and not see, not hear, and just.
Here's another thing, Glenn. Okay.
So how many
freaking talking heads
have been on television?
And this is how you can tell they're all censored. They all self-censor. They're all on the same script.
So there's all these individuals. They show that video of Altintis allegedly shooting
Karloff.
I mean, hundreds of times
on every news station,
and not one of those guys
can pick out
what you
picked out
originally,
and then after you picked it out, what everyone can see.
I mean, you can't
avoid seeing that.
It's not like
it's kind of close. Maybe he touched. It's not even close. He hasn't even touched the gun.
Has there been one
talking head,
security expert,
former FBI agent, former
ATF special agent,
CIA spokesperson? Has there been
cop
one
on the street?
Has there been one
presenter
who said, "Wait a second.
The gun's firing off
before the guy even touched it."
In the alternative media, yes.
In the alternative media,
but not on CNN, not on MSNBC,
well, no, you won't say it because
not on the local news,
it goes against the agenda.
Not on the NBC nightly news. None.
Yeah, because
and it's obvious.
But it goes against the agenda, so it didn't exist, even though they show it to you.
Right.
Even though they show it to you,
that gets into my point.
They show the same video. I analyzed the same video they've got because it was the same AP feed. AP has it up. That's who they puts it out for everybody. No, it's against their agenda.
It was an AP
Yeah.
cameraman. It was an AP cameraman that said he didn't run away or stop shooting or go in the opposite direction. He didn't do anything but zoom in and watch this guy point a gun at him and threaten him. He just stood there. Some old guy going like, I'm a journalist and I've got journalistic integrity and this and that. I wasn't scared. But if I had to risk my life, no problem. AP, sure, buddy. Okay, so you did it that time, but you didn't. You turned it off. Before
the gunfight. Before the 15-minute
with the shootout.
And how could he hold off the police for 15 minutes with one handgun? And how many rounds does it hold? 10. Okay, how many? Yeah, it's
10 at the most. 10 at the most.
And he would have to reload. He didn't have that much shit on him. Hey, no way.
And they would have said he reloaded. If that were the case.
Well, they didn't even say that. But then you look on the ground, there are like magazines or something laying on the ground after he fired. So I don't know.
Well,
we're not getting the whole thing either.
Glenn, we didn't see any evidence that gun was fired. We didn't see any flashbang.
No report from the weapon. No muzzle flash. No
muzzle flash. Especially with all that white in the background. That muzzle flash.
And no damage to the paintings at all. Nobody hit. The room had people in it. Nobody was hit.
No broken glass.
Yeah, nothing. It was all staged, and it was poorly staged.
Right. And so we got that, and then the question becomes who believes this? Who's buying that this happened? And then they have a fake funeral, or maybe they fucking killed the guy afterwards. I don't know. But they certainly did kill him when the freaking guns sounding off inside the guy's vest pocket. That's what we know for sure. And I really don't know what the solution is other than just absolutely mocking this media, mocking anyone who believes it. Because another issue is Glenn. I know, folks. I can think of a number of individuals that I could show that video of the guy. This Altintis guy, the gun starting to fire off before he even touches it, pointing that out to people, getting people to say, that did happen. But that wouldn't be enough for them to not even they would still go along with the story.
It has to be real because they said it was real.
That's how incompetent the thinking, the belief system of the public is at this point. And it is genius that they have turned the public this way. Is evil genius. But they don't know what to think.
It's sad. I wish I had that power to do that. I mean,
I don't.
I wish.
I mean, that's not power.
Not the. I wish I could tell somebody something and everybody believe it.
Yeah.
That power. That power. I wish I had that power where I could tell everybody, hey, this isn't real. And they go, it's not real. Oh, it's not real. Okay. It would change the world.
Exactly.
But no, they use it the other way and they go, oh, well, this is real and this is it. And then you get like 40-50% of the population that believes it because they've been programmed to believe it. And then you get this percentage on top of that. They're shrinking. They're growing the percentage at the bottom when they're dumbing down. And they're shrinking the ones that are thinking. I mean... that's all part of the plan.
And And
And
I know
most of the folks that I'm very close to,
they know it's
bullshit,
but they're afraid, to even tell anyone that it's bullshit.
Yeah, because
They
of
would
the
rather-
fear
they
of
would rather-
repercussions from that lower 50% or so that come after them.
That's it.
That's
and
it.
they will get it.
They will get repercussions.
They will.
They will.
This police state
that we are living under now
is unacceptable.
And like I said before,
Russia.
We're talking to the Russian people right now.
The
non-Jew, non-Mongoloid white Russians.
The European Russians who are being genocided out right now by the KGB, FSB,
Jew agent Putin.
Worth $85 billion,
allegedly. The richest man on earth, allegedly, Putin.
Who is also
along with
the Saxe-Coburg
Gotha family. Some folks wrongly call those folks the
British
royal family.
That they're
the
Exxon and Gazprom
and
Rosneft and Yukos. Well, I guess it's mostly
Rosneft now.
And Exxon have a
half a trillion dollar deal.
$500 billion
dollar deal
to
explore
and
extract
oil in the Arctic. So we have these half trillion dollar deals between ExxonMobil, the Russian government, and who are the major stockholders that are going to benefit from this Rosneft and Exxon merger. Well, Queen Elizabeth, who they call Queen Elizabeth, of course, the second, and Vladimir Putin, Rex Tillerson, major stockholders of ExxonMobil. So they're all doing all this together. We got barely enough money. We don't have enough money for a Christmas dinner. Literally. And these guys are controlling all of geopolitics compared to the public. We have very little to say about what they're doing. We're very far removed. We're not complicit really in any way. Except for when we have to go to the grocery store and pay sales tax on the food that we buy. And we're told that because these guys can't get along, or fuck everything up, or they're lying. They're telling us that they're looking out for our safety. Everybody in the world is in fear that at any point something could happen where some sort of unstable individual does something which will result in the annihilation of our lives and everybody's lives that we know and love. So what I'm saying to you, Russia, is follow our lead. We're going to neutralize the filthy Jews and their slaves, the millionaires and billionaires, all government officials from school board on up to President of the United States. They're all criminals. And we require you to do the same thing because with certain parts of the Russian population, we're the same. The last Russian Tsar. The Romanovs, their blood type was R-L21, just like King James, just like the Stuarts, just like I would say about 60% of the Scots-Irish population of the United States. So when we have these criminal Jews that take over, and we already established that it's Jews in Turkey that are pulling this nonsense. Erdogan is a Jew, and the Dome Jews are doing this, and we've got the Russian Jews and the Iranian Jews in Russia because I would say of the top 10 richest people in Russia, two are Iranian Jews, which make up about I don't know 500 people in Russia. But two of those 500 are billionaires, and it just so happens that they're Jews. How does this happen? That we are slaves to this Jewish usury system. It's Christmas. Jesus through the money changers out of the temple. Jesus Christ, according to the greatest story ever told, was crucified and tortured by the Pharisees, by the Jews and the Romans, and that today we celebrate this stuff by still being a slave to these same tactics, these same groups of people, using the same filthy satanic, demonic force against us. That's not us. That's not Europeans aren't supposed to be slaves. And we don't want to enslave anybody else. It's the Jews who ran the slave trade in the United States and in America. Very few Gentiles owned slaves. And if they did, they were tied very closely to the Jews. So we need to reorganize how this world is run. And under Russian law, under the law of the non-KGB, non-Bolshevik Jews, these Russians they need to grab up Putin and everyone else, just like we need to do to our top government leaders, put them on trial, and then execute them for their treason. And I'll tell you, if anybody in the United States government, and we know there are lots of them out there, work together with Vladimir Putin. They need to be executed, and we need to work with our operations, the militia intelligence operations, to neutralize these KGB agents. We know that it's Barry Lazar, the Chabad Lubavitcher, pulling the strings on Vladimir Putin. He needs to be neutralized too. So we've been through all of this. And this is where we come back around to every time. We're going to be up in D.C. for the APAC conference in March of this year, end of March 26th through March 28th. We're going to put them on notice. We're going to put a camera in the faces of all of these criminals. This is our country. It doesn't belong to the Jews. The Jews are foreign occupiers, and those who work with the Jews, they need to be run out of our country too. But certainly the idea that the population of the United States, the president-elect of the United States, is an open agent of Russian Bolshevism just proves our point that World War II was run by the Soviet Marxist Jewish communists. That the German military, the German government was the good guys in this war. The Americans and the Russians were being led by the Jew World Order, and they were the bad guys in this operation. And that anyone who had any bit of honor, and I mostly think of General George Patton, after the war refused to carry out executions on SS officers. He said, "No, I'm not going to do it." He refused to kick German civilians out of their homes in order to have Eastern European Jews take over all the property in Germany. And what happened? And then he was very clear. The enemy is Russia. Russia can't take it. We need to take down these communists right now before it gets out of control. We need to put these Jews in check. We need to make sure the German people are kept safe because they're the only honorable people left in Europe. So what happens to him? He's assassinated by Wild Bill Donovan, head of the OSS, which became the CIA. Roosevelt. Who else? all the Jews in the Roosevelt cabinet. They had to neutralize Patton, the only individual who was honest. And now we got the Jew Donald Trump, the Jew tool Donald Trump, comparing this guy Mad Dog Mattis to my brother. Fellow member of the Kappa Alpha Order, descendant of members of the Virginia Militia, George Patton, to this freaking faggot, Mad Dog Mattis. Give me a break. What a joke. So we need to be very clear. Need to be clear to the Russian people, to the Chinese people. Don't ever fuck with us. And you need to clean up your own house before we have to do it for you. And certainly we're going to clean our house here. And we need. I would say under the law we'll be merciful. Under the law. Everybody from City Council in Richmond, Virginia, up to the President of the United States, and every other high-ranking government official. Under the law, they must be put in front of a firing squad. However, we can't. We're not going to kill that many people. We don't need to. Just the ones at the top, lawfully executed after they're arrested and after their trials. And there's no other solution. If you're looking for another solution, it doesn't exist. Doesn't exist. There's no other solution. So that's what we're moving forward with our mission. And I'm really happy to be with you all on Christmas, and I say Merry Christmas. This is our holiday. This is basically an amalgamation of European Christianity and European pagan Yule festival. It's the solstice, and Thanks go to God. I thank God for the ability to fight back against our satanic enemies. And that's what we shall do. And it's not going to stop until they're absolutely neutralized. And name the individuals that need to be neutralized ad nauseum. So I'm just going to pass it back to you, Glenn. And thank you for having me on the Christmas special today. And I think we pretty much covered everything.
I think we covered the waterfront on what we wanted to cover and what we covered yesterday and didn't get recorded.
Yeah. Right on.
Yeah. If I had all the times that I recorded something and it didn't record on film, it'd be great. But I thank God for my family and for having the opportunity to speak out and to be free and to tell everybody what's going on and show everybody. And I'm going to continue it in the new year. There's going to be a lot of changes coming up. I'm changing the blog into a vlog more. Going to reduce it from writing because people don't read writing anymore. More to video and stuff and a new look. And we're going to continue to do, like you said, we're going to be up at APAC. We're going to continue to get the word out there and keep showing everybody the truth. And I want to wish everybody a Merry Christmas. Wish you a Merry Christmas, Chris. And
thank you, Merry Christmas, and Merry Christmas to all out there.
Yeah, and I think on that note, we will end it tonight. So,
all right,
God bless.
Thanks, Glenn. Thanks, Glenn.
Peace.
God bless.